A bit of a start. And first of all, Annie, tell us a little bit about your early days, where you were born.
I was born in Corkieran in the County Monaghan at Rockcurry.
And
Went to school there. And I was 12 years, and when I left Corkieran and come up to here, to Killigreath. And then from I was 12-year-old till I'm now whatever age I am, in Killigreath, living in Killigreath. Never had an abode anywhere else, only to go with Haley sometimes. So that was, I came up to an uncle that his brother and his sister was after dying, and my mother had a baby at home, and she was a cousin of theirs, and he wrote down to see would she come up. He was left alone, one brother, he'd be in his 60s, and he left. He sent down for my mother to come up, and my mother come up, and she brought me to mind the child while she do the work. So I was taken from school that time and never at school again. I come up there to Killigreath when I was 12 years and a half, and I'm in Killigreath the rest of my life.
And you said there, you made reference, when you came here you're 12 years of age, to whatever age you are now. Tell them what age you are.
I'm 71 years and 91 and how many 2 months is it? Nearly, this is March, and 2 months. In February, the 6th of February was 91 years of age, and I'm here since.
Good stuff, good stuff. Now, going back to Rockcurry, and obviously people always look back at the place where they were bred, born and reared. Tell us a wee bit more about the early, because I mean there was a big family of you in it apparently.
There was a big family of us in it, but some of them died when they were young, and I wasn't there when there was some of them born in fact after I left in it. It was a farm place, an ordinary farm place. My father was a farmer, and there was cows at it, and sure, we had to go out. There was no such a thing as school leave, the school tied up. You could be kept from school any day you liked. Sure, we wouldn't have school, because any time there was work to be done, off come the children off, they'd have to go to school, out to the field and lap hay and rear oats and do all this work. So I was one of the eldest, and I was the first in the field, along with a brother that come after me, was a year younger than me. So that was that. We went on, and then the war broke out, and should have come round word that any man that was eligible to go to the war, he'd have to go. So my father was there with the family, and he was safe, but my brother Dick was only a young lad. He was only 12 about. He wouldn't be 12, for he wasn't 12, he'd only be 10. And says my mother to him, she says, if they come round, she says, to conscript Dick, what would you do? Well, I just lift the hatches, he says, and break his leg and leave him sitting in the corner. That's what he said he'd do with the Gaston. They wouldn't get him. So we were all reared then, and then it was I don't know, when he was in the house when he left it, there was 8 or 9, but there was 3 or 4 born after I leaving it. And I come up then with my mother to mind a baby she had, and I was to be sent to school here, and I was to be sent home to go back to school, but it never happened. I'm here since, and never was at school or anywhere else, only in the muck house.
Right. Well, we'll stay with the school again and back in Rockcurry, because you claim to tell me that you spent a short time at the first school and then you were shifted. Why was that?
Yes, I spent a short time at the first school. I was only 3-year-old when I went, and I don't know what age I was when I went to the second school, but the master in the first school was so fond of me that he'd carry me about on his arm, and he'd nurse me on his knee when he'd be taking the roll. And he had a spite to the elder sister. So there was 3 years between us, and the elder sister done something, and he slapped her, and he hurt her or something, and my father went in and resurrections, and then we were snatched then from that school and sent to another. He wouldn't let us back to him. So that's what took us from Rockcurry School. And Rockcurry School was only from here to the chapel from our house, and where we had to go then was 4 miles of ground walking. On gravel road, barefoot, to tell the truth, and clogs on us in the winter time, and putties on us to keep our legs, good, through the war. The very little school we get, because the summer holidays would be on, and when the winter came, then there was spuds to be gathered, there was flax to be done, there was this, that and other to be thrashing, the flails on the thrashing, and all this, there was all the farm work, all done by hand. All done by hand, it was all done by hand. The flax would be, everyone had to have so much flax, and whatever flax they had to keep so much in the field for the aeroplanes. The wings of the aeroplanes was made from linen at them. They weren't really what they're now. They were made from linen, and everyone had to keep so much flax to make linen for these. And you couldn't drown that piece of flax, it wouldn't be drowned, it would be drowned if it was going to other work. But the army flax, it'd be reared and stewed like oats and kept and brought. And I don't know whether they were paid for it or not, I'll tell you, but I don't know, I don't remember. I wasn't interested anyway. But I know that I remember the square flax being left in the corner of the field until it ripened, and then be pulled and stewed and left up for the government. And the rest would be put in a hole and damned, and it'd be in it so many days. And I remember one Sunday night, my father was a Presbyterian, and he wouldn't work on Sunday. So this night the flax dam was full of flax, and it was ready to come out. And if it got too many an hour or so over and above being cooked, it was bad. But he was in his drawers and his shirt waiting on 12 o'clock to pass till he'd go out to this dam of flax and throw it out. I remember that night well. And he went out and threw out the dam of flax and the drawers on him and the shirt on him. And it was taken out then and spread it on the field and let it dry and go back then and lift it. And I remember being sitting having toothache, and he had loads of rushes. The rushes that the bands was made for the flax, he had loads of them peeled up in the field. So I had an awful toothache and there was a shawl tied around my head, and I was sitting on a stool making bands for the flax. That was my job. I couldn't be any more than 8-year-old.
Looking back on those years, and the early years in Rockcurry, were the good days mixed with a lot of hardship and slavery?
They were good enough. The times was better times than now. Everyone had freedom. There was no such a thing as Protestant and Catholic. We were in a mixed area, like between the north and the south, and everyone was everyone, and everyone was everyone's neighbour.